So the middle part of our mat, we're going to bring them a little wider than shoulder width apart. I'd like you to turn your toes or your feet in slightly so that the outsides of your feet run parallel. If you're not a math major, that's basically just means to run in the same line. We're going to lift the whole body up from the feet, coming up through the hips, all the way up through the spine, and all the way up to the neck. Good morning, Tanya. Let's take your hands and sweep them up to the sky. Let's flip the palms to face forward. And let's use the fingers to help pull the arms and everything connected to them nice and long. Let's take a little arch to the back and then use your six-pack muscle and kind of take that arch out of the back, let the hands fall down. And let's take your right arm up this time. Let's push the arm into the sky. Let's lengthen through the spine. And as you do so, let's push your right hip slightly out. This is a lengthening exercise. So I want you to avoid compressing in the lower part of your spine. Imagine the whole spinal column's growing and you're growing out of the earth from your feet. Let's exhale, bring that arm down, take the opposite arm up. We're going to do the same thing, pushing the arm high into the sky, lengthening through all of our spinal column. Inhaling, decompressing our body. As we release that arm down, let's take both arms and sweep them both back up. And as you pull your butt back, let's forward fold the body and bring your fingertips down to the earth. Let's extend to a flat back. Let's bend the knees so your butt lowers a little closer to the earth. Allow the back to extend a little more. And if you can, gently bring your chest towards your upper legs. Just keep the hips down and walk your palms onto the shins. As you push your palms to the shin, let's bring extension to the spine and elevation to the head. As we elevate the upper body so we can see our chest, let's power up. Push from the heels, extend the arms all the way up. Inhale. On the exhale, butt back, forward fold, bend your knees, allowing that upper body to connect with the lower body if it's possible. As we start to warm up our body, let's bring our palms to the shins, push and extend, power up. As we start to warm up our body, I want you to set your intentions today. Give yourself permission to be in any particular space and realize what your body's feeling like as we work through all of these movements today. And anything that does not feel body appropriate, please give yourself permission to back away and take the time you need to be wherever you need to be. Now with the hips down, palms push to the shin, extend the spine. Try to externally rotate. This is an isometric activation. As we push the heels away from the body, power up, push up, extend the arms all the way up. And on this forward fold, as you pull your butt back and keep that spine long and brace, bring your fingertips down, walk your hands out and step your feet back, coming into a plank pose. As we make sure we're not pedestaling through our elbows, I want you to turn them out slightly and pull your hips backward and then upward to our first down dog. Let's push up onto the toes and then drive the heels earthward. And let's do that again. And because there's charm in 3, let's do it for a third time. And as we settle the heels towards the earth, float the shoulders back over your arms, come back to your plank pose, and gently bring the knees to the earth. Let's walk the hips backwards in the hands so we have a position of hips over knees and hands under shoulders. We're going to keep the toes tucked under. As we let the head drop towards the earth, we're going to round through the back. We're going to bring spinal flexion into the upper back. As we inhale, try to exhale and decompress and lengthen the spine. So we're going through cat and cow. Let's come back to cat and cow. And then once more. And as we hold out here, let's take our right hand and reach it forward. I'm going to rotate the palm so it faces the midline of the body. I'm going to separate the fingers widely. I'm going to lift the thumb higher to the sky, which is going to pull the arm long and elevate the hand. And as we return the right back to the earth, let's take the left hand forward. separating fingers. We're using the fingers and pull the arm long. As we rotate the thumb to face the sky, we're going to use that to help elevate everything, arm, hand, the whole shooting match. And as we lower back down, you're going to take your right leg and extend it backwards. Let's lock out at the knee. Let's keep the hips square for now. So we're not really opening up the hips, we're keeping them square to the earth. And we're going to use our gluteal. We're going to feel that muscle fire up as we try to elevate that long, engaged right leg. As we return the right knee back to earth, switch sides. Drive the heel long, elevate, hips square, return to earth. Beautiful. Let's take the right leg back out. This time we're going to bring a 90-degree bend to the knee, and then we're going to extend the leg straight and bring that bend back into the knee, and then extend the leg straight. And as we bend the knee this time, we're going to elevate, heel to the sky, keeping hips square. And as we return the knee back to the earth, we'll switch sides. Left leg extending, left knee bending, leg extending, and bending, and extending, and bending and holding, and elevating, pushing the heel, making sure we got a nice engagement of our six-pack muscle to avoid any compression in that low back. As we return the left to the earth, pull the hips back, extend the hands all the way forward, coming into child's pose. How's your morning going so far? Good. What a great way to wake the day, right? Now walk the hands back in. Let's go through cat and cow, and articulate one more time through cat and one more time through cow. And then as you tuck your toes under, elevate the hips and walk your hands back to the feet. Let's bend the knees and lower the hips. Let's extend the spine. And let's just hang out here for one little second. If you're craning through the neck, which is basically putting the chin forward, let's pull that chin in towards the head and towards the neck. Let's take the shoulders now and let's pull them together. So our fingertips are going to lift off the earth. Let's lower the butt and then raise the arms. So we're in a squat-like position. Now, broaden through the shoulders. Reach the fingers wide. Now imagine you're bringing a globe between the fingers. You're going to kind of reach around and grab it. As we push the arms long, we're going to bring the fingertips and thumb tip together. Let's push them together and then elevate the arms slightly, just about eye level. Beautiful. Let's come all the way to standing and extend the hands all the way up. And then release all the way down. Beautiful. Sweep up. Pull the butt back, fold. Bend the knees, extend to a flat spine. Walk your hands all the way out. Hover low. Come all the way down onto the earth. As you bring your forearms down onto the earth, let's extend the spine. Let's broaden through the shoulders and then look upwards. Smile for the camera. And then as we reduce our gaze back to the earth, let's elevate the hips, keeping the knees down. And then let's elevate the knees. It's like our 8-point plank. A little bit of core activation. Nothing like it can hit on. Now lower the knees, raise them back up. And we're going to lower and raise this one more time. We're going to revisit this later today. Now walk back up onto your hands. Pull your hips up and back. Down dog. push to the toes or up onto them. Drive the heels to the earth. Just make sure we have nice extension to the spine. We're not trying to pull our head through or between our arms. We're going to keep the gaze of the eyes peripheral. In our peripheral vision, we're going to see the arms. Pushing toes, driving heels, pushing to the toes. And as we drive the heels earthward, it's with hips square. Take the left leg and elevate it. Locking through the knee, lifting as high as we can. Again, we gave ourselves intention today to listen to what our body is telling us. And if we can lift higher, try it. And if it's not there, you've got permission not to do so, remember? Let's lower and switch. Legs long, driving through the heel, lifting with the gluteal, lengthening with the spine, lowering the legs, returning back to our plank. You're going to bend both knees and hover them. You're going to walk the hands back towards your feet and come all the way back to a folded position. Upper body resting upon our thighs if it's available there to do so right now. Let's lower the hips by bending more through the knees. As we walk the palms to the shins, push the palms to the shin and bring extension to your spine and elevation to the head. Now, while we hold here, isometrically, try to rotate the heels away from the body. It's not a movement, it's an activation. Keep that active and explode up. Beautiful. Reach long. Let the shoulders release upward. Pull them down. Lower the elbows, shoulder height. Rotate the palms to face the earth. Rotate them back up. Fluctuate between the 2 points at your own speed. Now hold hands, shoulder height. Elevate the elbows. Try to rotate the palms towards the earth. Different movement, I know. Rotate back up, all the way up, and then all the way down, exceeding the level of the elbows, driving the hands towards the earth, sweeping all the way up, and coming all the way back down, holding down, taking the butt back, keeping the elbows high, elevated about shoulder height or as best you can, your version of it, of course. Extend the neck, pull the chin in towards it. Beautiful. Lift the elbows a little higher if it's there, if it's accessible. Now stand tall, flip the palms to face the sky, bringing our forearms together. Let's pull the butt back so we have a little bend in the knees and a little bit of forward folding through the hips. Let's push the hands forward. Let's open the fingertips like we're serving up a nice tray. Favorite beverage, favorite cocktail, favorite appetizer. Now, holding the upper body, lower body position, take the elbows, pull them backwards, and then bring them around and try to wrap the body with them. Extend the arms back out, forearms together, extend the hands all the way back out. Elbows come back and wrap. Extend the arms forward, all the way. Elbows pull all the way back. Feel nice expansion and opening for the chest. Let's drive them forward one more time. And as we pull back this time, take your thumbs, rotate them to face the sky. Let's lower the hips, let's lower the upper body by bending through the hips. Come down far today. As far as your upper body will allow, we want to be bracing with the spine, so we're not giving into this pose. We have extension through the spine. Let's bend the knees a little more. Pull the elbows back a little more. Extend the spine a little more and elevate the upper body. Beautiful. While we're here, let's try to externally rotate the heels again, just to feel those little outer thigh muscles or outer hip muscles activate. Keep them active as you fold forward again. Bend the knees a little more. Increase the depth where you can kind of sink into this a little bit without giving into our upper body's desire to go into flexion. We want extension for the spine. Pull the elbows back up, extend the spine, raise back up. I'm going to go through this a little quicker. Coming back down, coming back up, and last time. Stand tall this time. Take your butt back, bend for the knees, lower down. Bring your fingertips to the earth and walk back out to your plank pose. Pull your hips up and back. Take the left leg, raise it to the sky. Alternate it for the right. As we lower the right, come back to plank. Come down onto your forearms. Let the knees slowly lower to the earth. Take your elbows and isometrically activate this. Pull by pulling them towards the hips. Keep that active. Raise the knees. Lower the knees. Raise them. And lower. Hold on here. Pull the hips backwards and walk the hands back, coming up onto all fours. Finding a nice positional awareness of our body. I'm going to bring the hands just slightly forward of the shoulder and the knit and hip all align, more of a parallel or perpendicular spot. We're going to try to avoid our shift of the body today, shifting left or right as we bring the right hand forward and extend the left leg back. So we're trying to avoid the wobbleness. We have control today. Let's bring the elbow and knee together. And then extend out. Hold here. Engage that six-pack muscle. Separate the fingers. Pull the arm long. Take the heel, drive it back. Beautiful. Let's connect the two, elbow and knee. Spine long as we extend. Pull the arm, push the leg. One more time, together. And extend. Elevate hand and heel. Lower both to the earth. Opposite side. Minimizing the wobble as we reach forward with the hand, drive back with the heel. Separate the fingers, pull the arm long, knee and elbow together. Extend. Connect. Extend. One more time, connect. Extend, hold. Hand and heel higher. And back to all fours. Great job. Let's walk the hands forward. Let's draw the hands back. Let's flip over onto the tops of the feet. Extend out this child's pose. Time to retool and rethink a little bit. I don't know about you, but I'm getting a bit of a glow going. All right, let's come back up onto all fours. Toes are going to tuck under. We're going to take the hips and pull them up. So we're elevating the knees ever so slightly. I just want you to float around a little bit here. We're going to go in a counterclockwise motion. And then reverse. Explore the range, whatever feels body appropriate today. So kind of like you're drawing a bigger circle. Let's bring it to a calm. As we come back down to all fours, let's take the right hand out beside the body. We're going to have the palm facing the earth. Now, imagine there's a string tied to your right shoulder and use that to elevate the shoulder. The arm's just going to come along. So we're not trying to reach with the arm. We're just raising the shoulder. Let's take the gaze out towards the fingertips. Let's bring that arm forward and then bring it back while we work as best we can to maintain the elevation of our shoulder and arm. Forward and back. Make sure you're not drifting to the left. Keep those 3 points of contact relatively balanced. 2 knees, 1 hand. Come forward one more time. Bring that hand back, shoulder height. Lower, switch. Reach out. 3 points of contact are balanced in their weight. Left string, left shoulder, pull string, raise shoulder. Left hand sweeps forward. Left hand sweeps back. You're moving in this range that you own. This should feel relatively challenging, but very manageable too. Taking back, taking forward, just to get us into a synchronous level of work. Back one more time. Forward one more time. Coming back, lowering, spinal flexion, AKA cat pose. Extend, spinal extension, AKA cow pose. Okay. Cat, cow, hold with a nice neutral spine, elevate the knees, elevate the hips, down dog. It's a little narrow of a stance than you may be used to, that's fine. Try pulling the hips higher to the air, push the toes, push up onto them. Beautiful. Now, let the knees bend and lower towards the earth. And come into your bear, floating it. Beautiful. Take your hips, pull them up as you work to straighten the legs. Let the upper body fold in towards the arms, keeping that peripheral gaze as a guide of where our head should be. So we're not pulling through the arms, we're extending through the neck. Push up under the toes, drive the heels to the earth. Bring the knees back towards the earth, floating into our bear. Last time, hips pull up, extend the legs straight. Upper body pulls towards the arms, push up onto the toes. As you drive the heels to the earth, bend the knees this time, but not all the way. I'm going to walk our hands back. I'm going to be at the end of our mat. We're going to keep the knees bent, and we're going to bend them a little more. We're going to extend the spine. Let's bring the hands back to the shins. As we broaden through the shoulders, push the palms to the shin and extend more through the spine. Let's pull the chin up into the neck. Let's start to unhinge slightly. As we start to unhinge, let the hands drift up to the kneecaps. Let's hold right here. So we're getting wider across chest. Beautiful. Isometrically activate the heels. Try not to let the knees drift in. Let's bring our hands over heart. Let's lower the hips so we come in more to a squat-like position. Beautiful. Now, extend the hands out. Globe. Imagine you're grabbing it. Fingertips touch, thumbs touch. Helps if you say the words properly. All right, so we're going to hold this whole isometric activation, and we're going to rotate about 7, 8, 9 degrees to the right. It's not big, right? Come back center, opposite side. Is it burning yet? Me too. Come back center, opposite side. Pushing the fingertips and thumb tips together. Come back center, extend the arms long, opposite side, come back center, screaming for relief, almost, right? One more time, right, center, left, center, release. Sweep tall, beautiful work. Fold all the way down, bend the knees. Walk your hands forward, come down onto your knees, and come into a seated position. Is that a smile I see in your face? All right, so let's bring our hands onto hamstrings. If you need the assist of a towel, you can simply wrap it underneath the legs and grab You could use hands to hamstrings, whatever's available for you. We're going to round through the back. And it's like one vertebrae, one bone part of the spine at a time. We're going to kind of tuck under and make an imprint of each of the vertebrae. Now, if I'm seeing this, try to reverse that. Try to open up and make the curve happen right through the low back, all the way down. Take the hands all the way back. Bring the hands back up. Now, take your fingertips, reach them towards the sky. Take your shoulders, widen them, take them away from the body. So it's almost like you're going to hug a tree, but there's no bend in the elbows. There's just a nice width between the hands. You have a nice width through the shoulders. Beautiful. Now, let's take the thumbs. Reach them back, keep locked at the elbow. Some of us may hit the spot where it doesn't go any farther. Let's not force through that. Let's just hold out on that. If it's possible, without bending through the elbows and without straining to get the thumbs to the earth, that's great. Hang out there. And if it's not, just let them hang in the air. That hanging in the air with arms straight is actually doing you some good right now. It's lengthening out those, what often become short, chains of muscle in the front of our body. And forcing the length is somewhat helpful, but there's a point where it becomes more of an obstruction than part of the cure. So let the muscle lengthen on its own accord. We want to get into the belly of the muscle and not pull so hard that we're just tugging on the tendinous portion of this muscle. It's going to take a couple more breaths. The plus of doing this, even though it might be a little more boring, is you're not doing hard work right now, right? All right, this is good work, not hard. Let's bring the hands back up. Extend the hands across, or sorry, away from the body. So across the body, we're going to pull with the fingertips and make everything long from one end to the other, separating the fingertips, making them as wide apart as you can get them. Beautiful. Come back, bring the palms back together. Broaden through the shoulders, separate the hands, shoulder width. Come back with thumbs extending towards the earth. Second time around might be a little more in terms of the range of motion you achieve. You know, as we start to vascularize the muscles, as we get blood flow into them, they tend to be more cooperative. Hands back out, separate them wide, pull them nice and wide. Beautiful. Now, bring them back up. Towel if we need, hands to hamstrings if we need. If we can, let's take the hands down. We're going to aim them towards the knees, and we're going to peel each vertebrae of the spine up and off the mat, one at a time. All the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Oh, beautiful. Extend the hands forward, spine long. Separate the fingers, reach the arms to the sky. Try not to be narrow, try to be wide, right? Try to be wide. Beautiful. Towel if needed, hands on hamstrings if we can. One vertebrae at a time. Lower down. Oh, beautiful. Extend the legs all the way out. Take the right knee, pull it up and into the chest. Beautiful. Switch up. Extend both legs out and then simultaneously bring both back into the chest. Let's grab just below the kneecap. Let's rock and roll forward and back and come up onto the toes. Beautiful. Extend the spine. Push the hips to the sky and the knees. Fold the upper body, resting upon the thighs. Extend the spine straight. Externally activating the heels by trying to push them away from the body. Power up, sweep the arms to the sky. Hands over heart. Take the left knee, raise it, take the left foot, step it backwards. Between left and right, find the distance where you have best balance as you bring hands over heart. Beautiful. Now, weighting. The distribution of weight is equal between the front and backs. We've got the shoulders stacked. We have the ball of each foot, the big toe, connected to the earth. We made sure the heel is not rolling as we gently lower the back knee towards the earth and then raise up. Bring the hips up, elevate them as high as you can, pushing, actively working away from the earth. Push the hands to the sky. Beautiful. Hands, heart. Lower the knee. Rise up. Push up the arms. Hands, heart. Knees. Rise up, push up. Lengthen. Drive higher, pull, push harder. Hands, heart. Back foot steps forward. Opposite foot steps back. Back knee to the earth. Power up. Push arms. Hands, heart. Slowly lower. Savor it, just like a fine sip of wine, right? Power back up. This is where we have the power and strength. We move with power. And hands, heart. We move with control and stability. We power back up. Extend. Arms to the sky. Bring hands to the heart. Step the back foot forward. Sweep the arms up as your butt pulls back. Fold. Extend to a flat back. Fold back down. As you plant your hands, step the legs back. Pull up and back, down dog. Right leg, raise it, hips square. Pull the knee into the chest as you move your shoulders forward. Plant the right foot down on the earth. Come back to standing. Take the palms, reach them forward. Globe set the fingers and thumbs. Separate the shoulders widely. Let's lean in. Keep the arms long, almost locked at the elbow. Raise those arms up. Beautiful. Lower them down shoulder height. Rotate right. Few degrees. Come back center. Raise the arms. Bring them back chest height. Rotate. Come back center. Raise. Last time through, we're going to switch up sides. Don't get discouraged. You're almost there. As we come back center, hands heart, back foot steps forward. Push their hands to the sky. Butt back forward fold. Step back plank. Hips up and back, down dog. Left leg raises. Hips square. Pull the left knee forward, up and into the chest. Plant the left foot. Beautiful. Raise up. Reach forward. Globe the fingers and thumbs. Beautiful. Nice standing. Lean in. So we have nice strength and length. Rotate left. Come back center. Raise the arms. Lower. Rotate. Keep those arms extending long. Keep those fingertips pressing. Raise the arms. Lower. Rotate. Center. Raise. Hands, heart, back foot steps forward. Sweep the hands to the sky. Fold forward. Step back plank. Hips up and back, down dog. Push to the toes. Drive the heels to the earth. Push to the toes. Drive your heels. Push to your toes. Drive your heels. Left leg lifts. Left knee forward. Foot plants. Drop the right knee to the earth. Bring hips over shoulders and hands over heart. Beautiful. Let's take the right arm, sweep it up, lengthen, and extend. Release. Frame the front foot, step it back, up and back down dog. Right leg, raise it. Right knee pulls forward, right foot plants, left knee to the earth. Shoulders raise. Extend. Raise that left arm, extend the spine, and reach across the midline. Grow longer. Relax. Bring that hands back down, frame the front foot, step back, pull up and back down dog, step or jump your feet forward. Have a seat. All right. Going to keep the feet about a little wider than hip width apart. Going to make sure our toes, the ball of the toe, rolled in. And we have a little bit of angle between hips and feet. So it's kind of like a little V. I can't see my feet, but they're so big. I don't know how you can't miss them. All right. So bring your hands over heart. Let's extend the spine and then just lean back ever so slightly. So this is really a bracing exercise. As we lean back, we're going to feel activation of muscle. I'd like you to try to pull your belly button up and in towards the spine. Let's hold here. Now, if this is too much work, you can kind of cantilever a little bit by bringing the hands forward or by using your hands on your kneecaps to kind of offset some of the overload on those muscles. So what's body appropriate for you is your choice, right? Extend out if you can, hands hard if you can, hands on knees if you can. Think of lengthening and retracting, like pulling in. Let's release and let each vertebrae of the spine make its imprint on your mat as you return the upper body back to the earth. Beautiful. Let's take your right foot and bring it on top of the left thigh. I'm going to take your right knee. I'm going to try and, without the assistance of any hands, hands-free. It's kind of like same as operating a phone in a car, hands-free. You're going to try to rotate the knee towards the front. As we progress the stretch, if you can, let's reach up, let's grab onto the hamstring. And if you can, gently persuade. Do you like that gentle persuasion as opposed to muscling through? If you can persuade the thigh to come a little closer to the upper body without rolling up the hips and try to force, just kind of open up those side body muscles of the leg and hip. This is like for your IT bands and your gluteals. Now, take your left foot, let it return back to the earth. Do the same with the right. Switch up. Hold on this for a second. Try to externally rotate, which is just try to turn the knee away from the body without the use of hands. Thought I'd just look up just so you can remember who I am. It's the person inflicting all the pain on you today. All right. Pressing the stretch. Reach through. Grab a hold of something. Persuade it in. This is not the persuasion where I'm winking and like, yeah, persuade it hard. Just kind of find it like a little depth that's adding to the release. We don't want to have any pain. This is not about inducing pain in the body. I'm going to hold here for another few seconds. As we release this, let both feet return back to the earth. With your hands or without, towel if needed, roll back up. Beautiful. Assisting as needed. Lengthen, suck it in, keep tall. Extend the hands out if you need, hands on the knees if you need, grab a towel and hold on. 2 focuses here. Length of the spine. Let's make it 3. Width of the shoulders, sucking in the belly. Safety in 3s, right? 1 vertebrae at a time. Roll back down. Beautiful. Pull the knees up and into the chest. Circle them. Circle them the other way. Can't make up my mind. Which way do we go in this? Okay, let's bring the bottoms of the feet together. Bring towards our mat, on the mat if we get there. If your knees need to pull in together, that's fine. Whatever you can in terms of that connection. Gonna hang out here for a second. Let me give you some ideas of the experience here. We want to make sure we have no compression in the low back or the spine. So we're going to have a nice engagement to our belly. So we're going to make the spine long. And you can kind of walk your shoulders back and make the spine longer if it's helpful for you. But we're pulling in. So we have this structure around our belly called the transverse abdominis. It's like a big belly band. We're going to kind of activate that muscle. I want to try and give you the experience of what that feels like. So let's just put your hand on your belly and cough. Just like that. And if you feel under the hand, the muscle that's working when you cough, that's your transverse abdominis. So with that experience, I want you to try to tap into that cough muscle and pull it in towards the spine, which is really the brace muscle for your lower back. It kind of helps keep it nice and stable when we're walking, sitting, or doing other things. Now let's bring the knees back together. Face your hip joints. We're screaming, can we get out of this pose? Let's take the hands, reach them towards the knees, towel if we need, hands on hamstrings if it's the best option for you. Come all the way back up. You can tell I'm getting tired because I'm stretching for it. And back up to seated. Beautiful. Now, let's drop the chin. Let's look it all the way up. And then let's pull the chin in towards the neck. It's a different activation. Let's keep nice and long. Let's come up onto our feet. Walk your hands through. Push your hips to the sky. Your upper body's going to fold back down. Bend your knees. Lower your hips. Extend the spine. Palms to the shin. Externally activate that rotation of the heels. Slide the hands up. Come to a standing position. Reach all the way up. Beautiful. Let's take your right hand, push it to the sky. Imagine all of the vertebrae of the spine growing. So we're not just compressing in that lower back, we're growing the whole spine long. Let's take the opposite side. Let's come back center. Let's release the arms. And let me thank you for your participation today. Appreciate the hard work. You guys were awesome. I hope you enjoyed the class. Let's come on in.
That was fantastic.
Thank you very much. Have a great day, you guys.
Thank you.
Bye, Shirley.